Hey, Johnny V here, soon to be the most hated man in America for telling it like it is. Welcome to the youfa channel. I came home the other day and I was wondering, what if I run out of material for this series, for this channel? And then I made the dumb mistake of reading my news feed here. And turns out a 37-year-old councilman claims he's been pulled over once a year, at least more than once a year, every year since he got his license as a teenager. He says it's basically a rite of passage for black men to just assume that they're going to be pulled over multiple times by law enforcement. Boo-hoo! Big deal! I don't know, is that a lot? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It depends. If you drive 12,000 miles a year, 365 days a year, maybe that's not that much. And what were you pulled over for? Just driving like an asshole? Were they major violations or minor violations? Were you pulled over by white cops or black cops if you're going to claim you're pulled over because you're black? And what did those traffic stops yield? Did you have drugs in the car? Did you have a gun in the car? So instead of using his political position to go into these communities and mentor these young people and teach them how to avoid being pulled over unnecessarily by simply following the laws, he initiates a bill called the Driving Equality Bill that prevents cops from pulling you over for minor violations such as wrong placement of a license plate, expired registration. It's listed as late registration, but basically it's expired registration, expired emissions, expired inspection, things hanging from your rearview mirror, broken tail light, minor bumper violations, whatever that is, cracked bumper, I don't know. Okay, so let's go through these one at a time. License plate placement. It's in the same spot on every vehicle in the entire country for a reason, because if the car needs to be identified, everyone knows where to look immediately. Busted taillights. If you have a busted taillight, then you can't do what? You can't use a turn signal. So people don't know you're turning. It's not just considered to do, it's the law, because if you don't signal, people might rear end you. Yeah, probably a stupid person, but then you're going to blame them, but it's your fault for not signaling. Okay, emissions. Emission stickers, no big deal. The whole point of the emission sticker is to make sure that the vehicle operates in a way that does not pollute this planet any more than we're already doing. Okay? It's an environmental standard that's supposed to be met. Now, how about the vehicle inspection? How about that? That's no big deal. The vehicle is supposed to be inspected by a licensed mechanic that deems it safe to be on the road to begin with. You fucking jerk off. Now, how about this one? The expired registration. Okay, that's a good one. How about that? We ignore that completely. If they leave it, if they let it go late and later and later and later, and then someone needs to report that car for a reason, like if the crime's committed or something, and then that tag comes back as having no owner. That vehicle has no owner. So if you witness a crime, you give the license plate to the cops, they can't do shit about it. That's not important? How about things dangling from the rearview mirror? They obstruct your view of a pedestrian. It could be a kid. You could run the kid over because you got your goddamn giant air freshener, your stupid fucking fuzzy dice. Yeah, that's 1986. The broken bumper. Broken bumper's no big deal? Is it? I don't really think it is that big a deal, but it could be. What if it's cracked and there's a jagged edge and the car's parked and the kid rides his bicycle and just brushes up against it and he gets gashed and now he needs stitches? Or maybe the thing is dangling off the car and it falls off in traffic. Now you have road debris. Somebody tries to avoid it, hits somebody else, now you have a 3-car pileup. Now that's no big deal? Fucking idiots. Philadelphia police make a statement. We believe this is a fair and balanced approach to addressing racial disparity without compromising public safety. Really? What about all the things I just mentioned? Plus, people are going to get wind that, hey man, if they're not going to pull me over, I won't even bother re-registering my vehicle or getting it inspected or getting the emissions checked or anything like that. And they might even go a step further, not even renew their driver's license, not even renew their insurance. How about that? Now you got a whole bunch of people driving all over the city with no license, no registration, no insurance. They get in an accident, and then the poor bastard who has insurance has to either pay out of pocket or go into their insurance policy to get compensated because you don't have insurance like a fucking asshole. They say they're going to use technology such as cameras at intersections to catch people for these minor violations. Sure you are. Sure you are. It's never going to happen, first of all. Secondly, if they let these registrations go long enough, the cameras are going to catch these dead tags that have no names associated with the vehicle. Worthless. He says it's about limiting negative experiences with cops. So when the cops go into those neighborhoods, the cops are considered to be more credible. Credible? More credible? Are you kidding me? They might get more street cred in your neighborhood, but let me tell you something. Cops who ignore violations after swearing to protect and serve, that makes them less credible as police officers, you stupid motherfucker! Supposedly since 2021, 73% of those stopped by Philadelphia police are black. 73% are male. Well, maybe 73% of the drivers out there that drive like assholes are males or are black. I don't know. I don't know about statistics, but I know this. I'm male, and I'm sure as hell not supporting this fucking stupid bill. He says he doesn't think any demographic or group of people should get accustomed to being pulled over on a regular basis. What demographic? What group? The group of people who don't feel like complying with laws that are put on the books for a reason? Here's a quote. When we monitor the data, we want to make sure there are no ill-advised consequences. You're not seeing the big picture. Okay, you're looking at this as being insignificant minor violations. Cops use these as a tool to pull people over so that they can possibly yield something of substance, such as a pound of coke in the trunk, or an illegal gun or two, or maybe the driver or one of the passengers has a warrant out for his arrest for a horrible crime he might have committed and maybe got away with. This is just another example of lawmakers bowing down to whatever the common asshole wants. And make no mistake about it, this guy in particular has an agenda, and the agenda is to make it easier for people who look like him to break the law. I think these violations are actually state laws. Since when does a city have the right to contradict or try to supersede state law? I'm going to put a link somewhere on this video, or maybe at the end, and I'm going to tell you a little story about an insignificant traffic stop for a minor violation, okay? The cop pulled the guy over for an expired registration tag, okay? Yeah, minor violation. Cop looks in the car, there's a knife. Guy reaches back to get his license, supposedly, and there's a gun, a loaded Glock 45, loaded with black Talon rounds. You don't know what they are? Look them up. In addition, there's a business card to a military surplus store, and on the card is handwritten, "Need more TNT." Yeah, more TNT, meaning he already used TNT. Do you know where? The Oklahoma City bombing of 1995. Yes, this minor violation traffic stop yielded the arrest of Timothy McVeigh, the domestic terrorist that killed 168 people in 1995. You think these minor violations that cops pull you over for don't yield anything other than a little ticket or a citation? They yield taking killers off the street. Open your eyes, you jackasses. If you support this driving equality bill that's going into effect, just went into effect in Philadelphia, if you initiated it, if you signed it, or if you support it, you're an idiot. And all I have to say to you is Johnny V here, soon to be the most hated man in America for telling it like it is. Go fuck yourself and have a great day.